quiero desde lo más profundo de mi ser.
Well, can't actually see anything at the moment, but I think, judging by this sign, that I can't see. Wait. There we go. Portmeirion this way by night. That way is the normal car park that you come in, and then you walk down. I've only ever been here in the daytime, never been at night, so that's a novelty. And then you walk down here through this archway. Don't know if you can see that because it's very, very dark on camera, but hopefully you can see something. And then down towards the gates. I think we'll still have to show our card here to get in, because we're staying in the hotel. Probably don't accept visitors this late, 'cause it's probably closed. There we go, I think it's the same at both sides. I'll go to this side. No, there's no one in there. So there's no one checking. That's all right. That's probably the fanciest toilet block I've ever seen in my life. Very swanky with that stone lion on there. And there's the number 6 cafe and bar. I've only had a sandwich in there, but they sell number 6 beers. So the branded bottles. So that might be a good idea tomorrow, get one of those. And that's the first real building, which I don't know what, I think that building is tourist information. I'll check it out tomorrow when there's more light. I love this archway that you can see in the Prisoner TV series when he goes underneath this in the taxi. And this was first seen on Patrick McGoohan's previous TV show, which was called Danger Man. In America, it was called Secret Agent. And he drove through this archway in a car. I think it was, I don't remember which car it was, like a silver convertible something, and he's parked just in front of that archway there. So I remember that picture, that black and white picture. Wow, that is interesting at night with no one around. And there's the bronze head of Patrick McGoohan himself. Oh. And the famous green dome as it is. I think it was supposed to be the top that was green, but I don't think it's green at the moment. I think it's black and pink. But the black and pink dome doesn't sound the same, does it? Let's have a look around this little square at night. You see all these buildings here for residents, all self-catering apartments. And that's a residents only, that's the Battery, that's called. we've got this little courtyard square here. And this building here, which is a gallery now, this was the shop in the prison TV series, where you see him go into the shop in Arrival. Just look around this corner. And there's the door that he goes in where he asks for a map. And right across from there is number 6's residence. Now this looks a bit different to how it did in the TV programme, because this section was boarded off, and that was just a wall to his house, which is now the prisoner shop. So his door, the door to number 6's house is around here. I don't know if you can see it in the dark. Yeah, probably can. So this was the door that would open. If you go up to it, it would open automatically. I'll stand back a bit, then you can see that. There's number 6's house by night. And there was one episode, I think it was... what was the episode? He was sat outside the front and he was talking with the radio, and it looked a bit different because there was a canopy and 2 seats. And he was sat outside the front. I think it was Chimes of Big Ben, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Chimes of Big Ben. I'll see if we can get a view of the village by night. Behind that step there in the dark. There are a few lights on, so yeah, quite atmospheric. Let's have a little walk down here. Have to be careful because it's wet and slippy down here. And there's a lot of bracken and leaves underfoot. Whoa, that's a great view at night. One of the smaller fountains down there lit up. And again, over this side, we've got residence houses and the tower. So there we go, look at that. There's the tower that he runs up on arrival, and he sees the figure looking out at the top. So these are all residence apartments, and then that building right in front there in the series, that's the town hall, which features in a few episodes, such as The General. I don't know if we can make our way down here. No, I don't know if we can go through there because that's residence. That's a residence only way. We have to go back the way we came because it's actually pitch black down there and it's quite slippy. So we'll go around the way we came and then down, so that's very wet. Got a small folly there with a Buddha statue inside. I don't remember seeing Buddha in The Prisoner, but he might have been there. Just don't remember seeing him in there. It's got a rock, side of the rock face lit up there. You can go up here onto this terrace. Don't know if you can see an awful lot because there's not many lights. Yeah, that's a good view. It's a great view in the daytime. I'll come back tomorrow morning and we'll have another look at that and see it in the daytime. Yeah, I think this is a dead end. Yeah, it is. I'll just get a view of the centre of the village down there with the main fountain and the chessboard. And there's the back of number 6's residence, number 6's house. And that was the view that he had when he woke up for the first time in the village, and he put the blind up and he looked out of that window there onto the village. If I can make my way down here without falling down these steps, it would be good, because it's really dark. Okay. Right down the road.
Te quiero desde lo más profundo de mi ser. Pero los celos dañan nuestra relación.
So I'm going to go down these steps very, very carefully, because it's wet and dark at night, and have a little walk, if I can get there, into the centre. You can see the podium where number 6 stood in the episode Free for All, where he made his famous speech with a megaphone. And down here is the fountain and the central ornamental pool. I don't know if you can see. Right. We'll walk over to where and have a look at the bandstand is. You can see the bandstand through there. That's where I had brass bands playing on there in the Prisoner episodes, and deck chairs on the lawn. And down there is, probably can't see that, but there's the chessboard, giant chessboard. We'll have another look at that tomorrow when it's a bit lighter. Let's just see what's under there. There's a statue under here. Let's make our way back round. It's a very nice little terrace area there for this residence house. This is called Lower Mermaid. And then this one is a statue of Hercules. See him there carrying the world on his back. Another very nice little terrace area here with seats where you can sit out during the day, and it has a good view from here. You can see right down to the sea in the daytime. And this building here, like I said before, is the town hall in the series. But right now, I think it's a toilet block, which is a bit of a downfall from town hall to toilet block, but an amazing building.
Te quiero desde lo más profundo de mi ser. Pero los celos dañan nuestra relación.
So today I'm going to show you all around a very wet and rainy Portmeirion. I'm going to talk about some of their places in the 1967 TV series The Prisoner. We'll see some of those sites. So it's a wet and rainy day here in Portmeirion, and we're back the morning after for a proper look. So we saw this last night in the dark. This is their visitor information. Doesn't look like it's open at the moment. There's a lot of water pouring off there. And there's the back of the number 6 cafe. Let's see if we can have a little look inside. we're pretty early, so it's currently 10:30 on Sunday morning, so not a lot of things probably open yet. Let's have a look at this map. So that's where we are now, in the car park, and then walk down the road and it winds all the way around, all the way back down there and down to the hotel. So that's for guests up there, but you see those buildings up there, you don't actually, I don't know if you can see them right in the distance, you don't even really see those in the village, they're just like behind buildings. There's a lot more to it than you actually realise at first. There's a mermaid with some kind of fish. What's this building? This is also a residence building. So a lot of these buildings are for residents to stay, self-catering, private villas. Very popular in summer. And the whole of Portmeirion, I believe, is part of a trust. It's kept in trust, so you can't buy any of these houses or accommodation. They're all owned by the Portmeirion Trust, and all kept up to standard. Even got a letterbox in there. Well, I suppose even villagers need to send their postcards.
Te quiero desde lo más profundo de mi ser. Pero los celos dañan nuestra relación.
So I'm going to film up to the Green Dome this morning. So there's the square that we saw with number 6's house and the shop. You can see a lot more clearly in the daytime, even though it's pouring down. And these steps here lead up to what was the Green Dome. Just move my umbrella and see. You can go up here. Let's have a walk up. See the view from halfway up. There's the bell tower. And you can see from here down to the chessboard in the middle there. And the archway. And this is where you'll see number 6 a lot of times running up the steps to see number 2. Either he's been summoned or He's got some complaint or something, and he's mad at number 2. So this is the Green Dome. If you look inside there, it's not as big as it looks on TV. Well, I'm sure that's a set inside, but this looks more like arts and painting and sculpture and things that were to do with Portmeirion. You can see a lot of Portmeirion pottery up the back there. And this is number 2's view from his office. I think he has a pretty good view actually. He's probably got the best view for himself. All the way down towards the town hall. So he can pretty much see everything that's going on. Well, he can anyway because he's got surveillance, but if you step out of his door, he can see a lot. Where do those steps go? I think that's a residence too. That's private through there, the back of the dome. I don't think you can actually stay in the dome. I don't think the dome is accommodation. I think it's literally just that exhibition space, or art space. These are all cottages up here on the back. One thing that's good about Portmeirion is it does use a natural landscape for its architecture. So it's built around the edge of a lot of that cliffside, and you can see right across there, there's woodland, and then buildings down again in the centre. So it uses that natural landscape. So as I said, the architect was Clough Williams Ellis, and he started building this village in about the 1930s. It built from the 1930s through to about the 1970s. Bit by bit, building by building, just gradually over those few decades. And he was from a wealthy family, as I recall, and he wanted to show how you could build sympathetically, managing the landscape and not sort of ruining the landscape to build development. And he bought this land of Portmeirion, which was only a few miles from his house, and he really liked this location against the sea and in the woods. And then he started building, and was influenced heavily obviously from Italy and European buildings. Let's have a look up here. It's really quite empty today. There's 1 or 2 people about, but at 10:30 on a Sunday morning in November, with pouring with rain, not a lot of people want to come to Portmeirion. But actually, I think it's a really good time to see it, because it's really good to see like this when it's empty. It was really atmospheric, and obviously last night when it was all lit up, fantastic atmosphere. Sorry. Okay. Who's that in there? Stuck a little cherub in the mountain. It's as good a place as any for him, I suppose. This planting and landscape has grown up a lot since the series, the Prisoners TV series. It's quite bare in the middle of there in the show. And those palm trees weren't there at all And a lot of the planting has grown up a little bit, more trees, more shrubs. It's a lot more sparse in the 60s. So if I can get this way, I'll walk up to the bandstand. Well, the bandstand as it was in The Prisoner. Wow, amazing. So yeah, let's have a look if we can get in there. So much detail everywhere. So everything's so looked after, so well considered. Look at that. Opened 1959. Beautiful. So this, in the series, this would be the bandstand. There'd be brass bands playing on here that the residents of the village could enjoy, and they would sit down here on the lawn in the deck chairs. I think that's been levelled off a bit there. As I recall, there was quite a steep slope on that. The deck chairs were all on really steep slopes. Maybe it's an optical illusion from TV, but that looks like it's been levelled off a bit. I don't really want to walk on the grass because it'd be soaking wet. Anyway, there might be signs saying do not walk on the grass. I don't want Rover to come and get me. That's reference for Prisoner fans. Let's go back up this way. Why long? Why long? I wonder what that means. Wow, what a view. This is one of the famous shots from the series. And this podium's used a lot for speeches and during parades and things like that.
Te quiero desde lo más profundo de mi ser. Pero los celos dañan nuestra relación. estar contigo. Pero la nieve se derrite como mis sentimientos. Te quiero.
Was in the TV series was it was also a cafe. I think it was like a cafe and bar, and it was called Cat and Mouse, and it was where they would sell non-alcoholic drinks for the prisoners. This building is now the shop, the Portmeirion shop. So it has all Portmeirion pottery and jams, and all kinds of things in there. Originally, that was the cafe in the series. And this is another cafe. It's closed today, but I don't know. This was used for a lot of shots. I remember seeing these archways a lot of times. They still have the little taxis. The taxis take residents down to the hotel and take their luggage down, but they're a lot like the mini mokes that were used in the series, so it still has that kind of feel. What's this? A little ornamental pond. So watch my step here because it's a bit boggy. Tree trail. Very atmospheric. Mermaid Fountain, 1926 to 2016. So maybe this must have started to be built in the 20s. I thought it was the 30s, but 20s, 30s, all the way through to 1970s. It was built. Up this way is the woodland trail. There's quite a lot of woodland trails through in the Portmeirion grounds. I'm not going to attempt to walk all those today because it's so wet and it'll be quite boggy and slippy, and that's a good one for summer to walk through there. And a lot of the pathways and steps are very steep and lead back down to the beaches. So yeah, maybe come back to that one. We're going to go up through here and to the back of some of the residence cottages that are on the top of the hill, around overlooking Portmeirion. You can see a little cottage there. This is Telford's Tower, this one's called. Little pink cottage. I bet they've got a great view from the front. Little pathway down there, straight down to the centre of the village. We won't go through there because again that's probably a private cottage. Looks quite tropical on a day like this. The beautiful autumn colours. Don't know if you can hear, but that rain is really coming down. I have to watch myself coming down these steps.
Te quiero desde lo más profundo de mi ser. Pero los celos dañan nuestra relación.
I'll just show you around the front of there, walk around to the front and get a better look at it. And it still has tables and chairs out there, but it's not a cafe anymore. Still looks the same though. So this area here, this I think is where the telephone was. When he picks up the phone, tries to make a call in arrival. I think that was in this spot here, or the next one. Could have been there. I think actually there used to be a carriage on here in the 60s, like an old wooden carriage. That's long since gone. We'll have a little walk up this way and see if we can look out over some of the rooftops. So this area here is behind the main cafe in the middle of the main street in Portmeirion. It's so ornate. I mean, this is private again here, but look, this is the back of the buildings. There's so much detail even on the back. So much thought and work gone into this. Aesthetics are incredible. No public access down there, so we can walk up this way a little bit. I'll show you the back of the town hall as it was. That's the rooftop of the town hall there with the spire, and then you can see the street below with the white buildings there on the top is the top of the main street, and then above you can see the rest of Portmeirion. Great views. I thought it was going to stop raining then for a minute. No, I don't think it's going to stop raining today. And it is North Wales in November. It's actually quite warm for November. It doesn't feel cold at all. I'm actually quite hot. But yeah, it's not going to stop raining. I'm not sure what that building's for. Looks like it might just be storage or something. This area in the summer, this is full of tables and chairs in the summer, and it's kind of cordoned off for the restaurant through the archway, the restaurant around the corner. You can sit out here. You've got still got great views from here. Great views from everywhere, to be honest. Let's make our way down here. There's another ornamental lake. This one's a bit more wildlife in this one. And that this is the back of the shops. That's the pot jam shop there, the yellow and white. And then through there, this white and yellow building. That's the back of the Cat and Mouse. Or the Cat and Mouse as it was in the series, which is now ice cream parlour. Now we can properly see the chessboard on there. And chess was played in the prisoner with people as the pieces in the episode Checkmate? Yeah, Checkmate. That would make sense if it's called that. Pretty sure. This archway was used a lot in filming, and you could see many times McGoohan running, number 6, Patrick McGoohan is number 6, running through here, across the grass, across the chessboard and up towards the fountain. So we'll wind our way back up this path that we walked on last night in the pitch black and back to number 6's cottage. Now you see that front part there, the peach coloured building, that's number 6's cottage in the series, and actually it's quite small in real life. It is the prisoner's shop, but it's not open at the moment, it's having some work done on it. And when he goes in Arrival and opens up, one of the walls opens up to the rest of his house, and I guess that's the magic of television, that it's a lot bigger on the inside, and it really is. Yeah, it's completely empty inside. So you can see on that corner, just about see the window, number 6's window. So when he wakes up and opens the blinds, let's try and see his view. It would be like almost this. Well, there's a giant hedge there. That wasn't there before. That's grown up a lot with those beech trees in the foreground. I think he could still, from the window further over that way to the right, you'd still get like a perfect view of the centre of the village. This is the, as I said last night, this is the shop that he goes into when he's wondering what's going on in Arrival and he asks for a map. It's still got the checkered floor in there, but again, I don't think the interior was shot there, but you can just see him going into this building. And I can show you up here. There's the plaque showing that it was filmed here, The Prisoner, 1967 to 68. Wow. Yeah, it might have actually temporarily stopped pouring down. Still a bit of drizzle, but we might be okay for 5 minutes. If we go this way, I'll show you one of the locations of a famous scene in The Prisoner. So this is a lookout point. This is great, there are no people today. I love that. So this is this is one of the lookout points built. And wow, what a lookout point. You can see the whole Portmeirion estuary all out there. It's a bit foggy today, a bit misty I should say. You can see the island and right across there down to the Portmeirion Hotel. Now this location was used in the episode Dance of the Dead, when he stood on this estuary lookout wall over towards, and you can see over towards the hotel, or the old folks home as it is in the series. I'll just show you that view. So he stood on here facing out, and then number 2 comes and is talking to him, and he turns around and he stood on there looking towards us, and you can see the background and the Portmeirion Hotel behind him. I think this rail has been put on since. Wouldn't have been railings there, so it would have been easier to replicate that and stand on, but I probably wouldn't have done it today because it's wet, and it's actually, let's have a look at that. Yeah, it's a bit, you don't want to be falling off there, I can tell you. Oh, that'd be bad. Yeah, amazing to see these locations that I've watched on TV so many times. See those in real life. Now I also know that underneath here, if you walk down the steps, there's actually something underneath this lookout tower you might want to see. Go in here. It's a little shell house under here. Just a little house underneath the lookout, full of shells, and you get a view of the sea as well out there. Let's go back this way.
Te quiero, desde lo más profundo de mi ser. Pero los celos dañan nuestra relación.
Babe.